Welcome into Rapid Recap presented by Dreamfinders Homes. The Jaguars lose a close, tough one in Nashville today, 33-30 the final score. Nail-biter that was till the very last drive. Brian, I start with you. Very costly mistakes, from interceptions to 20-yard sacks to missed extra points that ended up costing them at the end.
Well, you covered the whole gamut there. I mean, early on, it was the 62-yard completion to the tight end on the first play of the game, and then the interception. And I'm not sure, I didn't hear whether Minshew took credit for that or whether Colin Johnson tipped it and he wasn't supposed to. But a mistake nonetheless. The 20-yard sack, and you're thinking there's three big mistakes at the end of the first half. You're down 21-10. Okay, and then the fourth big mistake was the messed up kick that gave them a 24-10 lead. And then there was nearly a huge mistake. It was a mistake on the opening play of the third quarter when Clay Brooks smuffed the kickoff. I mean, it was just too many mistakes for a team that has a margin of error that's razor thin. There were too many big mistakes today. Special teams obviously had the preponderance of those, and yet still they were in a chance to win the ball game, or at least tie the ball game, with less than a minute to play in Tennessee. I don't think many people would have given them that opportunity. But the big mistakes, killer today.
And John, we mentioned some of those mistakes, credit to Gardner Minshew. However, 339 yards, 3 touchdowns. And the biggest thing I took away is, I'm watching from home here on the TV, the Jaguars offense is going on the field. And for once in a long time, I am confident that they are going to score. John, this offense is much, much better.
I think I'm in. I mean, I think Minshew might be the guy. And I have been saying for weeks and months, what about this? What about this? Being careful. The interception, by the way, he was throwing to O'Shaughnessy. This is the first one, so not really him. The 20-yard sack was a killer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that didn't hurt. It was a crusher. But overall, man, I mean, they're not going to be bad enough to draft high.
No.
This is going to be the guy. And for the first time, I think that might be a good thing. Brian, he's got something.
John, the combination of Jay Gruden, who I thought, again, called a masterful game, and Gardner Minshew has really created an exciting offense. You realize that in 2 games, and it's only 2 games, they've scored 57 points. That's 28.5 per game. At no point last year in back-to-back games did they score as many as 57 points. And at no point in Jaguars history has an offense finished the season averaging 28.5 points. I mean, it's remarkable, and you can see where they can only get better. I'm telling you, I have picked him apart as much as anybody, and I'm in.
And guys, we're ending here on an optimistic note. We don't want to talk only positives with a loss, but Avery Jones is saying they don't want any moral victories. They're in the locker room. They're not talking about how close they were. A loss is a loss, but I think we all can agree this team feels different. Doug Marrone has been saying it for weeks now. He loves this team. He loves how they fight. But we are talking about a loss much differently than we would have 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I think you've got to reframe this team. I've been as guilty as anybody. All the tanking talk. It's going to have to be an overachieving team. They're 1-1, and it wouldn't feel like a fluke to be 2-0. They just went to Tennessee in a house of horrors for them, played toe-to-toe. Brian, I don't know about the playoffs, but I'm more convinced after today that this team might be pretty good, might be a 500 team, and might push for it.
Well, I'm not willing to say playoffs. I still think, here's a problem, right, that we're going to talk about on Drive Time tomorrow. The pass rush is a problem, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, you had Tannehill completing 75% of his passes and throwing 4 touchdowns. The pass rush is a problem. However, they've got a couple of solutions. They just got to figure those things out. They're going to look like a playoff team at times when they go toe-to-toe with a team like Tennessee. Let me give you the number that I'm fixated on right now, and it's plus 42. If you look at the number of yards the Jaguars run for against the number of yards that the Titans have run for in the last 2 years, it's been abysmal. 2 years ago, Derrick Henry's big day, minus 260. Last year, Henry had that big 74-yard run, minus 102. Today, without Leonard Fournette, with James Robinson, they were plus 42. They outrushed the Titans in Nashville with an undrafted rookie from Northern Illinois and a defense that they saw a lot of attrition in terms of guys leaving in the offseason. Hey, I mean, Arrow was pointing straight up. I'll go right now. For the first time this year, I'm picking the Jaguars to win on Thursday in As I See It, right? Final analysis. They'll beat the Dolphins, I promise you. And then they'll beat the Bengals after that. Who knows what the rest of the season holds, but this is a team that has a lot of confidence. You can hear it in the players' voices.
A glimmer of hope here on Rapid Recap. All right, we have much more about this game on Jaguars Drive Time tomorrow morning. We'll see you there.